Chowringhee and Shankar, written by Shri R. Sen. We belong to a generation raised, nourished, almost mentored by names that began with the letter S, that is, Sunil Gangopadhyay, Samaresh Basu, Syed Mustaba Ali, Satyajit Ray, and Shankar. They were not merely writers, they were architects of our imagination. I often feel we may be the last generation that remember them in their fullness, not as content, not as algorithm friendly clips, but as creative giants whose words shaped how we saw cities, ambition, morality, and failure. Today, they would be called content creators. What they actually created was conscience. With Shankar's passing this month, an era folds quietly into memory. We did not read his novels casually. We devoured them. Those thick paperbacks of Chowringhee, Seema Baddha, Jana Aranya, and Nivedita Research Laboratory were finished in one or two breathless sittings. Sleep could wait. The city outside could wait. We needed to know what happened next. In Chowringhee, Sata Bose stayed with us long after the last page. Elegant, efficient, worldly, yet quietly wounded. He was the embodiment of urban sophistication, the man who knew every rule of hospitality and every secret of the human heart. Through him, we understood that professionalism could hide loneliness, that charm could coexist with sacrifice. Sata Bose made us want to grow up polished. He also warned us what that polish might cost. Then there was Shyamalendu Chatterjee in Seema Baddha, brilliant, driven, impeccably groomed for success. We admired his rise even as we sensed the slow erosion within. He taught us that ambition has a temperature. Handle it carefully and it warms you. Hold it too tight and it burns. For many of us who later entered corporate life, Shyamlendu was not just a character, he was a mirror we feared and respected. Jana Aranya gave us Bishuda and Natabar Mitra. From Bishuda, we absorbed the streetwise grammar of survival, practical, unsentimental, clear about how the marketplace truly functioned. From Natabar Mitra came the uncomfortable business lessons that networks matter, that persuasion is currency, that morality in trade is often negotiable. We were young and idealistic, yet these characters forced us to confront the mechanics of commerce without illusion. They did not corrupt us, they prepared us. And in Nivedita Research Laboratory, Jimut Vahan stood tall in a quieter way, a man of intellect and depth, wrestling with science, funding, ethics, and isolation. He impressed us not with glamour or cunning, but with integrity under pressure. Through him, we learned that the laboratory can be as dramatic as any boardroom, that the pursuit of knowledge demands resilience as much as brilliance. Jimut Bahan made idealism look fragile yet necessary. Taken together, these characters shaped us. They were not heroes in the conventional sense. They were human, flawed, striving. We read them in hostel rooms under dim table lamps, finishing chapters past midnight. We argued about them with friends. We secretly measured ourselves against them. Shankar did not simply tell stories about hotels, corporations, markets, and laboratories. He initiated us into adulthood, and somewhere in the corridors of Chowringhee echoes a truth he made us feel, that beneath every shining facade lies a vulnerable human story. That truth, like his words, will stay with us forever. Shankar named his novel Chowringhee as the novel is set in Chowringhee, a neighborhood in Calcutta in the mid 1950s. The narrator, Shankar, an ambitious young man who was previously a secretary of an English barrister, becomes unemployed as the barrister dies all of a sudden, and he is forced to sell waste paper buckets door to door. Once, as he takes rest in a neighborhood park, reminiscing about his past and fearful of what awaits him in future, Byron, a friend of his, passes by and is shocked by Shankar's descent into poverty. He finds Shankar a job at the Shah Jahan Hotel, one of the city's oldest and most venerable hotels. Shankar is soon befriended by Sata Bose, the hotel's chief receptionist, and after a brief stint as a typist, Shankar becomes Bose's main assistant and close confidant. The manager, Marco Polo, who is feared by all, likes him as well, and the young Shankar is given more responsibilities. The story of the novel spins around the guests, entertainers, and frequent visitors of the Shah Jahan, but several members of the hotel staff get equal importance in Shankar's narrative. We learn about the seamy underside of the elite Calcutta, whose greed, shady deals, and shameful behavior are initially shocking to our naive young man, who soon becomes jaded and disgusted by them. The poverty of working and jobless Calcuttans is vividly portrayed, as those not in the upper echelon are only one stroke of bad luck away from living in the streets or in dilapidated hovels. Love is a central theme amongst the guests and workers, with often tragic results. Manishankar Mukherjee, commonly known as Shankar in both Bengali and English language literature. He was the son of Avaya Mukherjee. Shankar's father died while he was still a teenager, as a result of which Shankar became a clerk to the last British barrister of Calcutta High Court, Mr. Noel Frederick Barwell.